Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing this fine Wednesday evening? Let's get in here and pray. I pray your day was amazing. Mine was, I went to the beach. Oh my gosh, the moon is so beautiful. I didn't know it was going to be so beautiful and so big. Thank you, God, for being Jehovah Nissi, the God of the banner. You place a hedge of protection in front of me, behind me, and on top of me. You keep me safe by any means necessary. Psalms 91, you place me underneath your mighty wing, and nothing shall by any means harm me. No evil will befall me, neither will any plague come nigh my dwelling. 1,000 may fall at my left hand side, and 10,000 at my right, but it shall not come near me. No weapon formed against me will prosper. It will form, but I have the breakthrough formula from Jesus Stokes and Arumala. They left behind. Let me tell you why. Because God is calling everybody to the party instead of just a few. He said call everybody, so everybody's being called. Walk in it instead of fussing about what it looks like. Just saying. So if you're a human, you're being called. Okay. Jehovah Shalom, the God of peace, the peace that passes all understanding. Think on these things that are good and of a good report. If I keep my mind stayed on you, you will keep me in perfect peace. It don't make sense, but it makes faith. What I have faith in, I'll believe. And what I believe, I'll act on. And what I act on, I see happen in the spirit realm first before it gets here, because this realm is so dense with all the lies and the junky foolery and the janky promoters. Just know God always got you. Jehovah Sabaoth, the God of hosts. You're here, you're there, you're everywhere. You are me and I am you. You placed this small all spark in my heart before I even entered the womb of my mother. Just like you told Jeremiah, you said, I knew you before you entered your mother's womb. You knew me before then because we cut a covenant. The funny thing about that is, when we step into this dense realm, we forget everything. But the goal is to go back to God the same way we left, cleansed and purified. Okay, so the only thing we owe people is love, which is leaving a cleansed and purified spirit with them. So when they ready to turn around, instead of you trying to make them do what they supposed to do, when they ready to turn around, they got some light to work with. Okay. It's not our responsibility to wake people up, okay? And then because see, God is not an aspect of love; He is love. However, He placed a aspect of Himself in our heart. It is based on how we use it. Okay, it could be a foot, 3 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet. It could be all the way up to 100 feet, but it's based on how you decide to work this thing in your life on a daily basis. Okay. Ephesians 3:20, God said He would do exceedingly abundantly above all you could ask or think, according to the gift that works in you. What do you believe and how you willing to work it? I'm not saying I'm better than nobody else, because there are days when I be like, okay, I'm on it, and other days I'm like, ooh, okay, wait a minute. Okay, Jehovah Elohim, the God of gods. We made all this stuff to put in between you, God. Okay, and we put these priests, preachers, religion, all this stuff in front of you, and you said, look, I gave you the idea for it all. I don't have a problem with it. My problem is when you go to that before you come to me first. I'm the source. So shouldn't you come to the source before you go to the creation? Before you go, why would you go to the creation before you come to the creator? Jehovah El Shaddai, the Most High God. Your name is higher than anything that's on this earth or the universe. If it can be congregated in a sentence and a punctuation put at the end of that sentence, you're higher than that. And then if I try to think of something to even say and tell you something, he hiding that. Let me tell you, because I'm gonna put it in a sentence, and I gotta have a punctuation. It's taken care of. Jehovah Jireh, my provider. There is no lack. There's only provision. You're more than enough, and you supply all I need. But see, it's based on how I see it. Cause see, I had it in my head how it was gonna be, and then you do it another way, and I'm like, I'm worthy because I exist, and I exist because I'm worthy. That's my blood bought right and my birthright. There's nothing that you will ever withhold from me. You are my source, not the things on the outside of me. It's all inside. You use the people on this earth to bless me. Because see, wealth comes from the north. As it is, so below. Not the east, west, and the south. It will always be supplied supernaturally if I believe it. It's based on my frequency and my energy, which is key. If God is here and I'm over here and God say, come to me as you are, that means I have to get up from where I am and come to where God is. That means I'm changing my perspective to come where God is. Jehovah Rapha, my healer, you heal my mind, my soul, my body, and my spirit. My spirit, you heal so much of me. I was noticing that today. I was like, let's get it. God has just been amazing today. Like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen the next day, but I'm in the present moment. Jehovah Gamoleth, the God of the recompense. There's no getting even with people and no arguing with them. We don't have time for that. We don't, because let me tell you something. It don't matter who it is. We're all humans, and we can have a bad hour, a bad day, a bad moment. Look, take the titles off people and quit putting them on a pedestal, and we're all human. Okay. Because they can say something and you say something back, and then just send all that negative energy up to the Creator to be cleansed and purified. Ask the Creator to send it back to you, cleanse and purify, so you can send it back to the sender. Cleanse and purify. No blocking and no stopping their path. Because the only thing we owe people on this earth is to love them. And that's what we're doing. We're sending them love and we're moving forward. Why? Because cause and effect, sowing and reaping is in place. Meaning whatever I put out there is coming back 200 to 300 times more, good or bad. I live under the law of assumption that it's already worked out and I don't have to stress out about it. See, that's why if you stay in love, you don't have to worry about that negative stuff coming back to you. Because if you stayed in love, you know what you sent out. Everything doesn't require my fight or my response. I choose my battles properly and I leave it in his hands. No fussing and no stressing me out. It don't mean I don't talk to God about it. Okay. So to be and so it will be and forevermore. Okay. And amen and amen. Ain't nobody got time for that. Fussing with people for what? For you to lose your peace for what? I talk to God about it. Look in the description below to see a few items just for you. Give me one moment. I dropped my book. That's funny. Like I said, you never know what's going to happen, okay? My books incorporate the essence of God. If you want to feel the presence of God, read In the Garden with the Father, Understanding True Intimacy. No matter your background. This is a one-on-one book with me and God. And I was just like, God, there got to be more to this world than what's going on right here. Because this janking motor stuff that's going on right here. I don't know what's going on. And then you got 45 pages of journaling. It don't matter what your background is. Okay. And I showed it to someone. Okay. I showed it to someone and they said, wait. So this is the stuff you and God be talking about. I said, yeah, this ain't saying what you gonna do about it. I said, They said publish it. So I went ahead and published it. I didn't tell nobody, I just did it. And once I published it, I showed it to other people and some other people got it as well. So I'm still pushing it now. It went out in 2021. And let me tell you something. Because they said you can hear from God that clear. Everybody don't get that. I said I thought everybody can hear from God. They said no. Don't assume that. Some people can't even hear a peep from God. I said really? I just thought that was odd because I've been hearing from God since a child. So even though I make mistakes, just because you hear from God don't mean you get it right all the time. It just means you have a close relationship with God to where God got your back. It don't mean you get it right all the time. You making lots of mistakes. Okay. Notebooks and journals for all, coloring books for all that help in meditating and recalibrating the mind. You'll see a link to the women's Leveling Up podcast, as well as 2 links to magazines, one in September, one in October, one local, one national. I placed a link to my own personal bookstore. I'm excited about that venture because I'm in charge of my own intellectual property, even though I have a lot of stuff still on Amazon. Okay, you can check it out there. There are some freebies just for you. I added a link to the 105 spiritual laws. It said 7 in the initiate books. It said 12 in another one. And so I did some research, found out it was 105. Disclaimer. We don't live our lives according to the law. According to Galatians 5 and James 1, we live our lives according to grace. God's willingness to get involved with human affairs if we allow them. I gave God total freedom. I said, if I'm down here and something going on and I don't see what's going on, jump in, stop it, do whatever you got to do. Be like Superman. Do whatever you got to do. Put something there between me and the problem. Don't care what you got to do. Just make sure I'm safe. I gave him free reign over my life. I don't know about you, but I did because I need all the help I could get. Okay. It's just like the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments are more than just the Ten Commandments. It's actually 613 commandments. And you can look inside the Torah to see all 613 commandments. Okay. He told the Israelites, there's no way possible you can keep 613 commandments every day of your life for the rest of your life without getting tired. They said, yes, we can, us and our children. So that's how we got to where we are now. We have church. We leave God out of it. We pretend to have the Holy Ghost involved, God's Spirit, and so we sit here and have shouting matches, and we have Wednesday night Bible studies. We have all these things going to church and all of these things, but we're leaving God out of it, and we're bringing ourselves in it, and there's no love of God in it. And then when people leave the church, we talk about them instead of loving on them. You see what I'm saying? We get the opportunity to bring God to everything that we do, everything. And when you don't, you miss his goodness. His goodness. Let me tell you something. God's goodness reigns on the just and the unjust. He just wants us to see that. He don't care. He don't care what you in. Okay. Just know, if you get on your knees and say, God, I need you, just know you taken care of. That's it. We know everything, but we don't know anything. And this keeps us from attachments as we go through each level and lesson. Talk to me about those issues and Jesus. Don't forget about the adjective PDF along with the morals and values PDF. That is our science project. You have the adjective PDF. It is 50 adjectives. You look up there, you see yourself, or you choose another one. It's up to you. It is your life. You do whatever you want to do. This is you coming up with your own persona. Okay. Because you're like, I'm tired of this janky promoter life. Let's do something different. And then you get your 400 morals and values. You're going to need about 3 or 4 days to sit with it because it's 400 words. And find out which one is best for you. Once you find it out, go ahead and set up your life. Do a vision board. Do all you want to do. Disclaimer. Whatever you do, whatever you learn, whether through AI, whether through a book, whether through life, everything is going to be tested. Please do me a favor and make sure everything that you learn is on a strong foundation, because everything in all of our lives will be tested. Okay. It just will. You're going to have challenges left and right. Just letting you know in advance. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter for juicy updates, okay, and upcoming events so you can know what's going on. Look in the link to receive 25% off your first order. This is the company that I use when I received a diagnosis back in 2017 of breast cancer, and they told me I only had 6 months to live. Okay, I didn't receive any cancer treatments. I didn't do any of that. I just went to my backyard. Sure did. First, once they told me, I talked to the doctor. I said, now, what are you saying now? And the doctor told me, and I said, well, do I need to do this? And the doctor said, no. And I said, what? He said, And then I said, and then he was like, wait. What I meant was, I said, what you not finna do is backpedal and gaslight me on what you just said. You not finna get me on the table and cut me up and then say, my oops. Ain't gonna be no oops upside my head and I'm gone. So I said, no, I'm gonna put my life in my own hands. And then I heard God say, if you do anything that they trying to get you, you're gonna be gone in a week. I said, no, I'm gonna put my life in my own hands. I went home, I cried, hey God, what we gonna do? God said, reach out to this naturopathic doctor. Did. And as I did that, my ancestors said, now go to the backyard, get that dandelion, get that yellow flower, that dandelion, get that purple flower, that morning glory, get that grass that smell like onions. So I'm on the ground sniffing onions because, hey, my intuition is saying this, and my ancestors is talking to me, and I've been listening to them all my life. So when I hear, I'm just like, go. And then they said, and get the poke salad. I know what poke salad look like. It looks like lettuce, but it has serrated edges. It is edible. If you ever find yourself lost in the woods, these are edible herbs that God has placed in the natural world, and these are the ones that we kill in our backyards. Yes, we put all this stuff on it. I'm not going to say none of the companies because they may get me. But we put all this stuff on it to kill the weeds. You know, the weeds that grow up on your cement? Those are actually birds. Yes, it's fighting to get to the light of day. Okay, it's doing like a lotus flower. It's fighting to be seen. Little did you know that, right? It looks just like grass, but that's the grass that's edible. Bet you didn't know that. You learn something new every day, don't you? Honey, and I ate that with the spinach underneath my jasmine rice with some squash, zucchini, red onions, bell peppers, red, orange, and yellow. Say I didn't, but I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Once a month, I give out 2 full scholarships for my transformational program, designed to help you renew your mind and reclaim sovereignty over your own life so you can think for yourself. If you're not thinking for yourself, somebody else is running your life. I know it's not nice, but it is true. Okay, all it takes is 3 things. Visit the webpage. Number 2, hit connect here. After you hit connect here, fill out that short form and boom, you're in the join for a free private session to get started on your journey back to you. And you can say, child, I know myself. I thought I knew myself too, but I quit asking questions, and questions bring clarity instead of blindly following people and believing them, instead of trusting the voice of God and my intuition. Because if you're not leading yourself, guess what? If you're not questioning things, you're not leading yourself. Somebody else is leading you, and they could be leading you to the slaughter because you're not thinking for yourself. Just being honest. Psalms 91, 1 through 6, NLT. Those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow. Even God's shadow is a blessing. You hear me? This I declare about the Lord. He alone is my refuge and is my place of safety and is. He is my God, sure is. And I trust him most definitely. And he will rescue me from every trap and did, and protect me from every deadly disease and did. And he will cover me up with his feathers and does. And he will shelter me with his mighty wings and does every day. He is faithful to his promises. Let me tell you something about these promises. These promises of God are always yes and amen. However, we get the opportunity to be it. And so we ask for, I don't know about you, but I know about me. And I be like, God, you know what I want? And God say, what, baby? I be like, diamonds and pearls. And God say, I'm going to give you everything you want. I'm going to give you diamonds. I'm going to give you the pearls. I'm going to give you the sapphires. I'm going to give you the emeralds. I'm going to give you the onyx. I'm going to give you the rubies. I'm going to give it all to you. But I need you to look like me to get that. And the first time he told you, I said, I don't quite understand. He said, no. I'm going to need you to become like me. That means love. That means forgiving when you don't want to forgive. That means operating in love because I am love. I'm not an aspect of love. I gave you love, but it's up to you to grow that love in your heart. And not respond to everything because everything ain't your fight. Come talk to me about it. We can spar about that situation and we can talk about it. Just like the prophets of old went to God and was fussing and stuff. God said, come to me and let's talk about it. He said, come up here and sup with me. He said, come higher and sup with me. You can go talk to God about anything. You ain't got to hold that in. Go talk to God. He's my armor and my protection. I'm not afraid of the terrors of the night, nor the bullets that fly at day. I do not dread a disease that stalks in darkness. Why? Psalm 23 says, yea, though I walk to the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, my rod and staff. Who knew my rod was my spine? Who knew my staff was shoulder to shoulder? And Jesus said, carry a cross with you daily. Pick up your cross and carry it with you daily. Little did we know it was our spine and shoulder to shoulder. Learn something new every day. And then he said, and my cup runneth over. That is prosperity, that is overflow, that is wealth. Okay. And then he said, and goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Then we go to Isaiah 53, and it says, God will send the angels to go before us to set us sun and to make the crooked places straight, and God will always be our rear guide. Go back to Psalms 23. God will always be our rear guide. Goodness and mercy has followed me all the days of my life. So wait a minute. God is my rear guide. Being goodness and mercy follow me all the days of my life, no matter what weapon is formed. It will not prosper because God is behind me, blocking everything. The angels is in front of me, cutting asunder and making every crooked place straight. Only thing we got to do is believe it and keep moving. Hush your fuss. Nor the disaster that strikes at midday. God, you so good. I'm crying because I went to the beach. It was so beautiful. I couldn't hold it in. Yeah, I cried. Hand over heart affirmation. I am not society's script. I am my own definition. I am not of this system, but a flame from God, the divine. I don't stress about what I can't physically fix. I let go of that attachment and I monitor the use of my own energy. Okay, again, where we using our energy. Instead of rolling our neck and getting back with people, let that be. What God asked you to do. Okay. It ain't easy, ain't? Honey, let me tell you something. Because my neck be like, what? But I be like, is it worth it? You going to do all that neck rolling and cuss somebody out and tell them off. But is it going to be worth it? Okay. This morning, I stopped to see how far I've grown. I told myself how proud I was, and yes, I cried, of where we come and where we went over fear barriers. I went and looked at my childhood up to now, and my inner child, my adolescent, my early adult self was so proud of me. I stopped and I cried about the growth up until now. I congratulated myself, and then I said, now it's time for more. It's time for more improvement. I'm not saying I'm not grateful. It is just I told God I wanted some things, and God's like, you waiting on me, but I'm waiting on you. The road is clear. I'm waiting on you. I said, okay. And I'm ready for more and ready to stretch myself. So I said, okay. Stretch myself forward, not constricting going backwards. My ancestors and my younger selves, along with all those coming after me, are waiting for me to decide for more. The earth is waiting for the sons and daughters of God to wake up to who they really are. Do we know who we really are? Once we wake up to who God said we are, then we can start building what is part of our destiny. Is it easy? Nope. It's roadblocks, dead ends, everything. Are you building the old you? The ancestors wait. As you're building the old you, let's talk about it. As you're building the old you, the ancestors wait, and the pressure from others are on you. Okay, but see, the pressure from others, we just say, I'm not receiving that projection. Sorry, you just because you don't know who you are doesn't mean I don't know who I am. Okay, that's when you tighten the list to see what's important and get certain things out of the head to receive more directions from the spirit team and be open for instructions. Is it easy? Again, nope. It's a lot of energy swirling right now, and we get to say what is ours and not, while also celebrating every small win. Now, we don't have to tell anyone to keep some things close to the heart. Once it's complete, then share. Sometimes things happen because we share too quickly about our choices. I'm allowing myself to learn from previous experiences and lessons while also thanking me and God for getting me in this very moment. And that's what I had to do today. Just start writing stuff down, get it out of my head so I could think and receive more. Peace and pressure at the same time today as I was closing out and starting new things. Just basically, you know what the start was? Taking what's out of my head and put it on some paper and looking at it. This morning when I woke up, I saw a vision of my next, only small parts, and telling God thank you. That's it. I saw a vision. I said, okay, thank you. Getting physical things in order. Things are needed to live. And started taking action on what I could and setting things in order. Small things I've been planning my life before someone else does. Because let me tell you something, if you don't plan your life, somebody else will. They'll tell you exactly how to live, what to do with it. And so basically today, I'm just writing down what I wanted to do. Something simple. And just cleaning. That's it. Organizing my mental life to make lists to get out of my head. Too much was in my head and had to make space. Staying in the present moment. Again, it was lots of energy swirling. Grounded in the now. I think we jumped timelines. Not quite sure. because it was extra energy. I was like, did we do something that I don't know nothing about? My ears was popping, pulsing, ringing, itching, high-pitched noises, and other body movements never felt before. As got like today, I had more body movements. I was like, okay, that's new. Ask God to use me and open my ears to hear, even when it doesn't feel good. I was breathing and doing meditation deeply on what God said. Joshua 1:8. Meditate on His word day and night, and don't look to the left or the right. It will bring good success. Sometimes the energy that we're working through isn't always easy to process through. That's when I dig into what God has already sent to me. I was talking myself through the process of growth and growing pains of pushing forward. Is it easy? Again, no. Started giving gratitude for all I have and that I'm alive in this moment. Oh my God, I was giving so much thanks for that. Started telling myself, I'm okay and all is well. Romans 8:28. All things work together for the good of them that are called according to His plan and purpose. I began to encourage myself in God to receive the love I needed in the moment. My spirit team is always near. This isn't always easy. The energy gets really heavy at times, but God is always near. I was purging and allow myself to love every inch of me, even the not so kind things around me. I gave myself the trigger talk today. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I usually show it to others because I was getting triggered and I said, look at you. Your triggers are your responsibility now. It isn't the world's obligation to tiptoe around you. And I said, so what are we going to do? I started writing them down. I said, once we write them down and we look at them, then we can take responsibility for what's going on. Okay. Removing anything that's taken away my right to think for myself. That means anything, including people. Saw others I knew today, but they weren't how I knew them. The last time I seen them, they had vehicles, but this time they was depending on others. And I said, what in the world? I didn't say anything. I kept it to myself, but I just released them with cleansing and purifying energy. They didn't see me, but I saw them. And I took responsibility for my part of the situation that had happened. Sometimes we meet people, and because we're so excited, sometimes we can share a little bit too much too quickly because we're just excited to see people. And sometimes they can be to our detriment because everybody's not who they say they are. Sometimes they're wearing a mask and you don't know until later. By that time, it's like, I dreamed I was flying and having a skate race with other families in a nice neighborhood, but couldn't see anything else. And then an alarm clock was going off in the dream, and it was like, pay attention and deal with your triggers. Too funny. I was dealing with triggers already. Old people everywhere as I went to go get some dog food. I had to go get some dog food because Bella was running out of dog food, and I buy the big bags because it's budget friendly and it lasts for 3 months. So I take my trailer out there, my long trailer, to go get the dog food because it lasts for 3 months, and so it's budget friendly. And I budgeted in my budget, and I go ahead and get it, and I say, boom, that's done. I had to get it anymore. People I let go today was everywhere. And I was like, come on, God. And I just laughed. Too many other things, so many things to even name was going on today. But I was like, God, really? First time out with everybody out here in the street. I was thinking about my past a little and I realized how much I have learned. I was so upset with some of my spiritual parents and leaders, but they taught me some very valuable lessons. Not only that, I went to a church that was a teaching church. Let me tell you something. Excuse me, confirmation bird. Let me tell you something. I pray you go to a church. Excuse me, confirmation bird that teaches you how to fight in the spirit. Honey, don't come out here in these streets and you don't know how to fight in the spirit. And you depending on people to tell you because they're not going to tell you because they need you open so they can get whatever they need from you. Because they don't want you to set up a boundary. And the only people that get mad when you set up a boundary is the people that don't matter. And the people that matter don't get upset when you set up a boundary. Woo! 1, respect my own voice over the others around me. Listen to God's voice, knowing when to let go. Allowing God to lead even when I want to say, that's it. Not giving up. When I can't change the situation, it's all about changing me. It's a character moment. Do I like it? No. Can't stand it. The flesh and the ego wants to just run. It just and God's like, where you going? You know if you run, it's gonna be 20 times worse. I said, okay, I'm just being honest. I don't always have it together. Cause some of this stuff, I be like, God, I see it coming sometimes. Cause God will show it to me. And I'm like, you want me to walk into that? It'll be complete darkness. But then I'll hear noises. Prime example. God has showed me I'm getting ready to go into the darkness. But then he would show me dust. He would show me people's hands. He would show me feet. Feet. I'm talking about feet. It sounds so country. And he would show me feet and it sounds like, and I said, wait. You want me to go into that? He said, it's good training. I said, God, wait a minute. He said, there's no wait a minute. Go ahead and gird up your loins, put on your full armor of God and step in. I'm like, I've been pushing myself to listen to my inner voice even when I am uncomfortable. The feeling is telling me what needs to change. Do I like that? Not always. If I can't change it now, I can change small things attached to it until the time comes to change everything. Like I was saying today, there were so many things I wanted to do. Couldn't do it. Only thing I could do was write it down. I was like, hey, look, at least it's out of my head. At least it's out of my head. That was, hey, it's out of my head. It's down on paper. Now I can see it. Once you can see it, you can do something about it. We can't change everything at one particular time. How they say that Rome wasn't built in a day. It's small incremental changes that matter. The flesh and the ego wants to change everything at one time and be there right now. But that's not how it works. The reason it is so dense and heavy, but the spirit realm is so free and things happen overnight. In this realm, we get the opportunity to wait for everyone to get into their positions and for our hearts to follow God. Because see, sometimes it's not even waiting for other people. God is waiting for us to get our hearts together. Because God like, I ain't waiting on them. I ain't waiting on nobody. I'm waiting on you. And I'm like, me? And God said, yes, daughter, I'm waiting on you. I'm like, let me get in line. I've been laughing at myself all day. You know why? Because God was talking directly to me. If you listen to this message, this is me talking today. I ain't talking to nobody else. I'm just talking to me. It's a whole process and it takes patience. That's why we get frustrated, irritated, and just want it over. But every movement is showing growth if we slow down enough to see it. So I don't like delays. Nope, not at all. I'm like, come on now. I'm doing the work. I'm fighting for my life out here in these streets. Then God says, be gentle, daughter. I know you're tired and ready to be done with this. But everyone has to get in position. He said, you know how this is. The plan is great, but I'm waiting on people to get out of their ego and their flesh to follow my plan. You know how hard it is for sometimes for me to tell you? Everybody has to get in place. And I said, okay. Then I heard, position your heart so nothing bothers you in the waiting. Do I cry? Sure do. Then I reset and go forward. In spite of how everything feels around me, in each situation, I'm either the student or the teacher. And if I slow down and pay attention, I can go forwards. Because even the teacher learns in the process. Everyone gets the opportunity to do their own work and wake up in their own timing. It's hard when you love folks, but in their own timing, okay? Keep going. They get the opportunity to decide just like you did. I know you care for them. Well, what are they showing you? Are you really paying attention? See, some want to connect only when they feel you growing. Let them go to learn their own lessons. They will hold you down for moving forward. Just let go. It'll be okay. God has you and them. Trust that. You see, they may need to grow a little bit more on a particular area when it's coming to the love area, and you're good, and they're wearing a mask, and so you decide to go bring them with you. But then they failed that level, and now because they're failing that level, now they put it on you. So you trying to ascend, and they hold on to your ankle, and now you feel guilty. Now you feel shame, and now you done lowered your energy level, so now they do pull you down. That's why you make sure you keep going. Even though you love people, it's going to be okay. That's tough. I'm not going to lie. It's not easy. Especially when you truly love people and you truly care about people and are an empath. Okay. But keep going. God has your best interest in mind. He's not thinking about nobody else. This is your life path. Others have their own life. James 1:19 through 21 NLT. Don't allow anyone to take your power or your energy. Speak up for yourself. Okay? Understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. You must all be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. Human anger does not produce the righteousness God desires. So get rid of all the negative thinking and humbly accept the word that God has planted in your heart, for it has the power to save your souls. Is it easy? No. But guess what? That's our position right now. Verses like the Quran 1753 and 4148 highlight the importance of speaking kindly and avoiding slander and speaking the truth. See how they all sound the same? Every religion is the same, except they got us fighting each other. And if you look in the Quran with 156, there's some other things for you to learn. Do you know who you really are? We get the opportunity to study, get in our studies, whatever you're in, it has nothing to do with me. Pray, meditate, and find out who you are. Be so secure when things come to steal your joy, you bounce back quicker every time. My thing in this life is to learn, apply, then I get tested. And while I'm learning, I do everything possible to make sure that thing is steady. I'm like, wait a minute, guys, because I know you coming around the corner. Let me make sure I got this locked in. Because everything coming to test it to make sure it's real. Everything. Because just as soon as you're making a move, the system is paying attention. That's why you don't tell all your business. I'm still saying, I'm worthy of love. Why am I worthy of love? Because that is my birthright. That is my blood bought right through Jesus doing the Kundalini awakening. And he gave me a paradigm shift. I'm worthy because he told me so. I'm worthy of a life I love. You know why? Because Jesus told me I was worthy. He told me the reason why God put a piece of his aspect of himself in me because I'm worthy. God don't use trash. I'm worthy of a rounded, wealthy life. That is my birthright. That is my birthright. I'm worthy of a dream that is in my heart. God put that dream in here. God put a piece of himself in here and he put his dream in my heart. Only thing I got to do is believe it and keep moving. Even if I'm just shuffling or crawling. I release timelines that are no longer for me. You see me, I see you. There's no need to even pretend. That's why I just started dressing how I want to dress. You already know who I am anyway. You don't like me, and it's cool. I love you anyway. I see nothing but cleansing and purifying energy to you. I release the timelines that require me to shrink. Child, I've been dressing the way I want to dress. What, and I ain't better than nobody else. I love me. I'm not rushing or placing pressure on myself. I'm just open for clear communication and wisdom on my next move in stillness. Stillness will save your soul. Let me tell you something. And look, let me tell you, I'm sitting here with business clothes on. Like I said, business clothes on a hot day, business clothes on, and my boots to walk my dog over here in the water because it rained so bad yesterday. So I was walking her in the grass. The grass got that much water, so I had on my what you call them, rain boots. Sure did with business clothes on, and I dress how I want to. Why I gotta shrink? Everybody know who I am. I walk forward lighter, clearer, and deeply supported. I'm not gonna be nobody else. I'm never alone. I have my ancestors, angels, and God. A threefold cord is not easily broken. I'm secure in myself, knowing even if no one is with me, I'm never truly alone. God is always with me. That threefold cord, my ancestors, me, and God with the angels, you can't even break that. The angels always bring me in something amazing that causes my heart to light up. I promise you, it never fails. They did it today. As soon as I went outside with Bella, Bella was doing too much, and I said, Bella, stop it. And I looked, I said, oh, I'm aware enough to breathe, to pause, breathe, and sit still for the next move, or just know that I am loved in every way that love can show itself. Because God is just that good. You hear me? I just got to believe it. People go out of their way to do me good because of the favor of God on my life. Rules, laws, regulations, and any red tape is removed from me. It is said, we don't usually do this. They just can't help it. And I can't help it either. But let me tell you something. If my intuition or God say back down, that's it. I have miracles every day, and uncommon blessings find me without me even searching for them. They just fall upon me because I'm aligned. Only thing you got to do is listen to your intuition and just follow that. Is it always easy? No, because you run smack dab into issues. But it's okay. That's when you take your time and breathe through it. I don't consent to any energy control. I am grounded, safe, and fully in control of myself. Untouchable and fully sovereign in myself. I can think for myself. All cords are removed from me. Cut, cut, sniff, sniff, burn, burn. I sever every connection that is not of God. Okay. I am worthy of my dreams and everything my heart desires. Again, that is my blood bought right given to me by Jesus. That is my birthright. Okay. I allow clear thinking to find me without fighting for it. It just comes here. I don't have to fight for what's mine. If God said it's mine, it's mine. Only thing I gotta do is stay in alignment and keep moving. Just keep moving forward. I'm worthy of seeing my dreams come true while seeing the light in darkness of any moment. If I get up here and I change my perspective, I can change what everybody is doing or what anyone is saying, and then I can hold myself accountable and say, that's a trigger. Why are you letting that bothering you? And why is it bothering you so bad? I'm just like, here we go. But look, that's how you grow. Do I like it? Not all the time. I saw this somewhere and I said, that's mine. All things come to me in perfect, mature timing for the highest outcome and for the good of all. Because if I win, you win. If you win, I win. Because you're going to share, I'm going to share. Money comes back to me multiplied on every dollar that was spent. Double, triple, quadruple, 100-fold on every 10 cents that was spent and every dollar that was stolen from me and everything that was stolen. I am willing to open space for things that I truly want by being gentle with myself and intentional with love for myself. Let me tell you something. I have had to give myself so much love on this journey because you start walking and things are happening and you get so frustrated and you cry and then you say, okay. Then you have to bring your inner child, you got to bring your teenager up and your younger self and you say, look, the reason why I was crying is blase, blase, blase. They said, we know, we saw what happened, but we got your back. And then y'all go together. Okay. Is it easy? Again, no. But this is what gets to happen. I saw this on Google and I added my own spice, okay? Spirit, if it's in my highest good, I remove all energy that doesn't belong to me from my energy field and I send it back to the rightful owner, cleansed and purified with love, no matter where we met originally, the universe, world, timeline, dimension, or realm. I sever the connection. The lessons have been learned, and I release you to find your own way. Okay? I don't owe you nothing but love, which is cleansing and purifying energy. I call all my energy fragments back to me now, and I call myself free. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am free. I sit in peace when I trust the process, and I don't rush the process. This is the part I ask myself: can I wait in silence when God is not speaking? Oh my God, that's the part where you like, hey, please, please, please. You just get so quiet because He's seeing how if I can wait. I help visionary women to bring their dream project to life so they become the change maker the world needs. You are a paradigm shifter and a change maker. Are you ready to step into your real freedom and do the work and allow your dream to come to you and wake up excited for life? Let's make it happen together. Let me tell you, the reason why I say this happen, let it happen together, is because it's always room for improvement. Me too. The life you want isn't far away. It's one bold step with support beside you. Let me tell you something. I'm going to be assisting you, but I'm also going to be doing my work too because there's always room for improvement. And anytime you stop working, you're falling backwards. Hi, my name is Renetta Chesson, the owner and founder of Life Success Results LLC. Soul Igniter, Trauma Overcomer, Holistic Spiritual Strategist. I work with the whole being from my level of training and education, mind, soul, spirit, and body. Massage therapy, Reiki and sound healing, holistic practitioner. We pull out all the impurities from the rooter to the tutor. Human design practitioner. We look at the generational baggage and trauma. We look at the womb care with the nourishment, that intuition and reconnection to the dragon energy, which is the anointing, that is the burden remover and yoke destroying power of God that demolishes the old life and awakens to the new life. You know, when you go down and you in the church and you go down and you receive Jesus as your Lord and Savior, you're releasing the old to go into the new. But this right here is literally going to go back and get everything you left in that territory. Mm. That untamed energy that changes your life forever, that you start to say no, and you start cutting people off because you love yourself more than being with them. We go into the darkness to reclaim everything that belongs to you by standing in the now to recover every piece that was left behind. We go back into that territory to get everything you left back there. When women and men heal, we heal 7 generations before and 7 generations after. The womb is a portal to life, and men have one too. So when you respect and heal it, everything that comes from it is whole to lead future generations of leaders with intuition, empathy, strength, and wisdom in the lines of King Solomon. See, the thing is, King Solomon didn't have the wisdom of Jesus, nor that grace. Let me tell you something. King Solomon was the wisest man of that time. But see, we get the opportunity to have grace with wisdom. See, grace is God's willingness to get involved with our life, to get involved with a human's life if we give him free reign. So add wisdom with that. Hush your fuss and get on the bus. And then God said, remember, whatever you ask for, I'm asking for you to become that. When we heal, we change the atmospheres and the areas of the world. Then that's when you begin to see leaders stepping up with empathy and all of that instead of rah, 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 rah. When people see a healed woman or man, they want to emulate that, and it becomes a row of dominoes and a domino effect. And that's what we want to see, because we want our children to live in a different life than what we're seeing right now, because we want to leave something behind. Then it's time for you to take the Live Out Loud Dream Activation Session and understand what's keeping you stuck in park instead of driving towards your dream project. Okay. Because you've been talking about these dreams. You've been saying, you've been telling everybody about these dreams, and you keep saying one day, but one day you just keep putting it off. How it works: before we meet, you'll complete a short reflection to allow me to personalize the program to what your personal needs are. Then we will hop on a focused 45-minute call one-on-one on Zoom to find out what's going on, because it's not everybody's business what is going on, okay? You may need a shift, or you might need a full paradigm shift, okay? At the end, you will learn how to identify exactly where you stopped and what makes you excited and why. It may be something that's small, because it's usually not what you think, because you've been starting and you've been stopping and you've been starting and you've been stopping. Learn to stay committed even when life gets tough, because it will. Just going to let you know in advance, because the universe, God, and the system is going to see, is this your hobby, or if this is really your dream that you're willing to keep going for. Reignite your imagination and give yourself permission to live how you see it, not how nobody else see it, because this is the one that God brought you in the room. Gotta bring nobody else. Okay. All under an hour. Investment $97. We spend that going outside. Go out with the girls to go to a brunch and see what you spend. Okay. I only have a few slots each month, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. I came out and I wanted someone there for me. And I get to be the person I wish I had on my side. Again, when you're ready, I'm ready. God doesn't give you what you want until you let it go out of your hands. You gotta drop it. Is that working for you by holding on to what you have? That old life, you gotta let it go. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, because it'll help my channel. Also, share this with someone and hit the bell so you know whenever I put out something new. Your chance to step into sovereignty is here. Once a month, I give out full scholarships to my transformational program, designed to help you renew your mind and reclaim sovereignty over your own life, so you can think for yourself. This is how it works. Number one, go to my webpage. Number two, on the first page, it says connect here. Hit that button. Number three, fill out that form, and boom, you're in a join to a free private session to get started on your journey back to you. And you're going to say, well, I know myself. Honey, I thought I knew myself too, until I realized I wasn't asking any questions which bring clarity, and I was believing what others said blindly instead of trusting the voice of God and listening to my own intuitive voice. What do you need to question? And what mask are you playing? And then another question: what part are you playing in your life? Are you the main character, or are you supporting figure? You've been asking for change. You've been feeling the pull. Now's your moment to show up for yourself. You show up for everybody in your life. Now it's time for you to get out of the back seat, come to the front seat, and be in the driver's seat. The only thing you have to lose is the weight that's been holding you back. The only thing you have to gain is that brand new you who you saw on the other side when you peeled out your Adjective PDF as well as your 400 values. Okay? It's just that simple. I'll walk you through every step of the way. There are some freebies and a link from my podcast with the women's leveling up. In May, it was so fun being there. You're going to see two other links with magazines. One is local, one is national, that I was just recently in September and October. Look in the description below to find the things that truly light you up and leave everything else behind. I can't wait to talk to you soon. Remember, I placed a link to my own personal bookstore in the link as well. My books incorporate the essence of God. If you want to feel the presence of God, read In the Garden with the Father, Understanding True Intimacy. This is a one-on-one book with me and God. Just me and God just talking. Because I have one-on-one talks with me and God. Does that make me special? Let me tell you why. Because I still make just as many mistakes as you do. Because just because God talks to me doesn't mean I always get it right. Because just because God talks to me, it gives me a little bit of leeway, but I still don't have all the answers when I start moving forward. I'm still making the same mistakes because I don't know every step, okay? Look, and then behind each chapter is 45 pages to write down your ideas, your thoughts, because I deal with all the clairs. You have 10 spiritual senses, and you have 5 senses that's in this natural, and that's in this body. But you have another 10 that's in the spirit realm that's called your clairs. And I deal with all of them, and they'll start coming on, and then you'll find yourself being able to have conversations with God. Okay. Notebooks and journals for all that is if you want to, because not everybody wants that, okay? Just like the children of Israel, they were like, no, Moses, you talk to God, because that voice right there is strong. Coloring books that help in meditating and recalibrating the mind. I'm excited about this venture because I'm in charge of my own intellectual products, but I also have a lot of stuff still on Amazon. Don't forget about the 105 spiritual laws that govern the earth. It is 45 pages per spiritual law. And remember, we don't live under the law, we live under grace, which means that Jesus did a Kundalini awakening and gave us a whole nother life. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter for the juicy updates and the upcoming events. Don't forget about your Adjective PDF as long as your as well as your 400 values for your persona change. You want to change your life? You tired of the janky promoter life? You tired of people telling you how to live? You want to live your own life? You can start living your own life because you're not in charge of your life. Somebody telling you how to live, somebody telling you where to work, somebody telling you how high you can get in that ceiling at your work, somebody telling you what you can wear, what you can't wear. Okay, you get a chance to be sovereign over your own life and think for yourself. Okay, and that's our science project. Take a picture of yourself, cheese, and after that 28 days, after you do all that research, put another 28 days, and then take a picture of yourself. Okay, if it needs some help, reach out. Don't forget this is the company to receive 25% off your first order. This is the company I use with the diagnosis I received in 2017 of breast cancer. They gave me 6 months to live. I didn't take any cancer treatments. I didn't take no chemo. I ain't do none of that. That doctor was like, we need to do immediate surgery. I said, no, thank you. And I started asking the doctor questions because I'm a questioner. I started asking the doctor some questions, and the doctor was like, mm-mm. And I said, what? And the doctor said, huh? And I said, I'm not finna put my life in your hands, and you sat here and you gaslit me. No, thank you. Because sometimes you can't pick it up because people real smooth with it, but when you pick it up, you pick it up. All right. And then they both try to, tag team, and I said, tag team, back again. No, thank you. 95. I think that's 95. I can't remember. Is it 85? 95? I can't remember. Okay. And I said, no, I'm gonna take my life in my own hands. I trust God. God also told me, if you take anything they give you, you gone in a week. And I said, I like looking at myself in the mirror. So I went home and cried. Oh God, what we gonna do? God said, okay, this is what you gonna do. Reach out to that naturopathic doctor. And that's how I got a hold of that. Then my ancestor said, go out to the backyard, get them dandelions. Go ahead and get that morning glory, them purple flowers. Get the grass and smell like onions. I said, what? They said, get the grass and smell like onions. I said, okay. And then they said, now get the poke salad. I know what that looked like. It looked like lettuce, but it's got serrated edges on it. Okay. It looked like it just looks like furs on it. Okay. But if you look at it good enough, you see it's different. It's matted down to the ground, but it has like different layers of it. It's in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee. Not quite sure about Florida because it stays so wet. So I don't know how well that is in the ground. And so I put that along with spinach underneath my jasmine rice with zucchini, squash, red onions, red bell peppers, orange and yellow. They taste like candy when you eat them with feather ranch and broccoli and raw broccoli and cauliflower. Good snack. And let me tell you, God is good, and I thank Him every day that I'm still here. God, I thank you right now for loving me. I thank you for keeping me. I thank you for correcting me because you don't correct me. You know what that means? That means you've given me over to a reprobate mind. That means I am not listening. Father God, I thank you. You did not give me over to Romans 1, a reprobate mind, because I wasn't listening. I'm always listening, Father God, and doing my best, even though I make gazillions of mistakes. Father God, I thank you that you are working with us and giving us love and intuition and wisdom as we go on our path, because some of us was given the most raggediest cards in the deck and they told us to our face. They gave us the most raggediest cards in the deck. We're playing spades, tunk, and Uno with the raggediest cards, but you and I ear talking about, and we are weighing them out. We are getting all the cards. Do you hear me? We are setting them back. They trying to figure out what's going on. It's just we got our ear to the road, listening what God is telling us to do. Do we always get it right? Nope. But you know what? We still listening, and that's all that matters. God sees that we are trying, and trying is a part of the plan. I want to thank you for being here because you could have been anywhere. I send love to you. I send cleansing and purifying energy to you. And I thank you that you stay on your path. And no matter what's coming at you, you find a way to be rooted and grounded. Okay? Love you in the love of the Lord. Have a great evening. Good night. Mwah.